going to be a good banger for as long as it lasts. This is going to be Jonathan Pearce versus Joanderson Brito. Jonathan Pearce, better known as JSP, is 14-4, coming off of a 5-fight winning streak. His last fight, he won a decision against Darren the Damage Elkins, 31 years old. He's fighting against Joanderson Brito, 15-3-1. He's coming off a 4-1 in his last five, and he's coming off of that ground and pound victory over Weston Wilson there. 20 years old, so he will be the slightly younger fighter. And JSP will have a 4-inch height advantage and a 1-inch reach disadvantage. So interesting physical dynamics there. Odds for this fight right now, JSP opened up at a -110, and he is now a -130 at the time of this video. So nearly a pick and fight right now. I think JSP is a pretty good wrestler, fights with good high grappling and striking pace. I believe he lands 6.11 strikes per 15 minutes. Also lands 5.74 takedowns per 15 minutes. So this guy is all about that action. He's constantly pumping out pace and volume, whether it's a striking matchup or a grappling matchup. I also like that JSP goes for the finish in all phases of the game. He will go for example, he'll go for ground pounds, for TKOs on the ground, and also he'll go for subs on the ground as well. So he does go for the finishes on the feet or the ground, which is something that I really like. He does fight a bit reckless though, but he does have good durability and toughness to weather those storms, to implement this kind of tick for tat style, right? He likes to kind of give one to take one, or give one, take one. So I think that might be a bit of an issue for this fight, just because Brito is a quick twitch athlete, great grappling skills. He will march forward and throw with power to try to take it to the ground, and he has a wide variety of subs on the ground. He's a pretty dangerous guy. He's not the most technical striker. I don't think Brito is the most technical striker, but he has a brawling style where he throws a lot of looping shots. And if those looping shots do hit you, to go along with his powerful kicks, by the way, it could put your lights out. Um, Now, the thing about this fight that's also another interesting dynamic is Brito can get taken down if you pressure and shoot at him. Example, his fight against Bill Algeo, if you actually go watch it, Bill Algeo has a similar frame to JSP, right? Both of them are kind of tall and lanky in a way, and a rangy fighter. And Algeo got, I believe, 2 or 3 takedowns on Brito during that fight and actually won a decision. So he won like a 29-28, and one judge even gave him 30-27 on that fight. So I think that if JSP, implements the same game plan that Bill Algeo did, where he's going to try to take him down, try to not let Joanderson Brito catch him with the power, this might be a JSP victory, and it might be a JSP decision. So that's what I'm leaning towards right now is JSP by decision. However, I'm going to take a little bit more time to stew on that, just because I think Brito is a pretty dangerous matchup for JSP. And since they both somewhat brawl and Brito has more power, I could also see Brito catching JSP with a heavy shot that could put his lights out. So I'll look in the weigh-ins and face-offs before determining if JSP is a parlay piece. I do like JSP. I mean, I've ridden this guy for a number of fights, and he's always came out victorious. So um, I would be opposed to kind of playing him again, but I'll wait for the face-offs and weigh-ins to try to see what they look like kind of head to head. Gerard, what's your thoughts on this fight between JSP and Brito here?
Yeah, I'm with you on this fight's gonna be Brito's a dangerous opponent for JSP with JSP's fighting style. One problem that I see here is I was watching some tape and I was even seeing Darren Elkins catching JSP clean on the chin. And if that were Brito throwing that, it might be a different story. So yeah, this is kind of dangerous for JSP. And Brito's no slouch in the grappling. I think he's mainly a grappler as well, who throws a lot of explosive, heavy shots. So I think in this fight, I'm almost certain that Brito will catch Jonathan Pearce from what I've seen, because Pearce, his stand-up defense in terms of boxing, uh, every fight he gets caught, but he kind of relies on that chin to get in close to throw his shots and get those takedowns and wrestling exchanges. So for this, I'm at a low confidence Joanderson Brito just because I like the dog odds, and this could be a bad matchup for Jonathan Pearce, although Pearce is more talented. But yeah, my pick here is low confidence Brito.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is going to be it's going to be a close fight, but it could end decisively for both sides, if that makes sense, right? I could see it kind of ending for Brito if he just kind of gets controlled the whole fight and just doesn't get up, and maybe Pierce even subs him, or it could be where Brito just catches GSP on the feet with his power, and then that could end the fight because the one loss that JSP does have in the UFC, I think he got clipped by Joe Lozon, right? Lauzon, and that was kind of a lucky punch in a way, but I mean, a lucky KO, if you will. But I still think that that's something that could be in play just because of how they both brawl. So it's going to be an interesting fight nonetheless to see how that fight plays out.